Michael's ACE team. Our project this year was the Universal Home Retrofitting Project. Our team name is the Hip Replacement, and our project name was Repurpose for a Purpose. I am Joe Prettyman. I was the co-leader, architect, electrical engineer, and structural engineer.
I'm Hannah Hughes. I was co-leader, architect, and interior designer.
My name is Taylor Craig, and I was the civil engineer, electrical engineer, and the architect for this project.
I'm Elliot Fisher. I was the structural engineer and the plumbing engineer for this project.
My name is Ethan White, and I was the mechanical engineer and the plumbing engineer for this project. Our project scope that we had for this project was a 2,700 square foot building that is currently being used as a medical services building in Sussex, Delaware. We picked this building for our project because we felt it was the most likely that someone would have. It seemed like a very generic home, and it was most easily adaptable to someone with disabilities or the elderly. And the design process that we followed was first we researched different candidates. We went around to multiple different houses. We had many different plans that we had, and we went around and we finally decided on this building over many others. We analyzed this particular structure, and we determined the possible changes that we could make from widening of doors and other other features that you will soon find out. We established a budget because we didn't want to get too carried away before we had all these great ideas, and we didn't want to pack everything in there and then find out that it's way too expensive for someone to realistically have. And we prioritized what features we felt were most important to put inside of our budget. And we drew plans wonderful plans that Joe here drew, that you guys will see shortly.
Our design objectives were to retrofit and redesign the house in Sussex to accommodate people that may not necessarily be older, but may also have disabilities or handicap. By doing this, we lowered the cost of living as opposed to going to a nursing home or hiring other people to help them with their lives in their normal house. And we also spruced up the energy efficiency of the houses, of the house plans that we had. It is accessible to just about anyone who would be able to, live there with the widened doorways and such that we'll see later. And it is universal in the sense that it can be put on any house with a good enough structure and good enough floor plan.
This is the original floor plan of the building that we chose.
When considering the features we wanted to include, we realized that half of them were necessities and others were luxuries, so we created two different floor plans, one of which is the central layout and the other is optional.
Our essential budget was $100,000. We made the house more handicap accessible, so we widened the doorways and we increased the sizes of some rooms because they were too small for people with wheelchairs or other disabilities to get about. We added some cosmetic improvements throughout the house for better situational awareness. Instead of having a reflective surface, you have an opaque surface. We increased the elevation of the garage by 3 feet for ease of access and the elimination of the stairs that were into the main house. And we have an instant hot water heater, which heats your water up very quickly and efficiently. It's more expensive at first, but in the long run, it will pay itself off. And we have a security system that includes a keypad and motion detectors and many other anti-theft.
Now, along with our essentials, we also had an optional layout for an extra $50,000. This layout included a sunroom that would allow the patrons of the house to look out over the southeast, out of a bay window, which we'll see later on the plans, and a smart system that integrated all the appliances of the house through their Wi-Fi connection and controlled them all on one server. Also, solar and geothermal energy spots will be located around the property, which will also benefit its energy efficiency. The exterior of the house has been landscaped and upkept to appear to be a rather nice house, so that people going by, potential burglars going by, will think that a disabled person lives there. And solar lights have been solar lamps have been placed along the walkway leading up to the driveway to provide exit lighting as well as a floodlight. Also, along the left of the house here, these stairs will be removed because the door to an elderly person's room we thought wouldn't be a good idea, and will be replaced with garden to make the entire facade of the house even more inviting.
The layout plan that we had created, the essential layout plan that we had created, the garage space was elevated to match that of the house. The lower part of the layout right there, over to the right, would be used as storage in the essential. And the living room in the middle, we knocked out the wall to create space. In the optional layout plan, we added the bay window up at the top. And where the storage is next to the garage, we added caretaker's office or living quarters in case they wanted someone to live there with them just to help them around. What we learned, when doing this project, we learned that in order to do a layout plan for a building or even retrofit a building, you had to start with a good structure and a good foundation for a building. We learned that when retrofitting for the handicapped or the elderly, you had to widen doors, you had to figure out the exact amount to build a ramp for the person. You had to basically figure out how to make life easier for that person. We also learned, basically through our team, that teamwork is essential to get a project done, and it's definitely needed in order to get the project done on time and get it done properly.
And we'd like to give a special thanks to both our mentors, Mr. Alvarado and Mr. Bowen. We'd also like to thank all of you for coming out tonight